Have you ever looked at a whole bunch of five-star reviews for something? Maybe a restaurant or, some service online. And you just think, wow, it's perfect. What else is there to say? Kind of feels like the end goal, right? Success. But what if that very success, that overwhelming positivity, actually hides ways to get even better? So that's what we're digging into today. We've got this really interesting case, a restaurant called Chakhna Point. Seems like everyone loves it. But we're not just looking at glowing reviews. We have a detailed breakdown of what customers are feeling, and this is key, a professional analysis suggesting improvements. So we're going past the star ratings to see what subtle clues are hidden in all that praise. What happens when the feedback is almost too good? Can a place be so successful it misses its next big step? Let's unpack this. Okay, so diving into the sources, the first thing that hits you is, yeah, this place, Chakhna Point, gets tons of positive feedback. It's overwhelming. And a few themes just jump right out. The food quality, consistently great service, and prices that are, really affordable.
What's fascinating here, truly, is the consistency. It's not just good feedback, it's consistently good. Like you said, the sources show all reviewers giving 5 out of 5 for food and service.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare. It really points to a business that's got its core operations absolutely nailed down. They're doing the fundamental things exceptionally well.
Right. So it's a really high standard. So let's look at some specifics. We've got Shivani Tripathi, review marked highly positive, called the food very tasty, loved the noodles, the honey chili potato, and 5 out of 5 across the board, food, service, atmosphere.
Nice. All 5s.
Then there's Suhir Jami, or Prabha. Their feedback was positive, called it the best in budget for eating in. Again, 5 out of 5 for everything.
Best in budget, that affordability point coming through strong.
Exactly. And Guchu's World, another highly positive. Praised the taste, the reasonable pricing again, and specifically mentioned trusted service for delivery. They like the grilled chicken, dragon chicken, mushroom Manchurian. So getting specific there.
Useful details.
But here's a slight difference. Food and service got 55, but atmosphere, a 4 out of 5 from them.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Hold that thought.
We will. And finally, there's Ayano Koji Kiyotaka. Perfect scores 55 for food, service, and atmosphere. But no written comments at all.
Just the numbers.
Just the numbers. So pulling it all together, the big picture is people love the taste. They love that it doesn't break the bank that 1-200 price range is mentioned.
Yeah, that's specific.
And the service is reliable, whether you're eating there or getting it delivered. Honestly, looking at all this, my first reaction would be, okay, great job, team. Nothing to fix here. But then the professional analysis comes in and says, wait, there are still, quote, minor areas for potential improvement.
Oh, with feedback this good, how do you even find things to improve? It feels weird. It does feel a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it? But this is exactly where the real refinement happens. It's about looking for those tiny, tiny opportunities. Think about elite athletes, right? They're already the best, but they're always looking for that fraction of a second. It's the same idea. When feedback is overwhelmingly positive, you're not looking for big problems. You're scrutinizing the slightest variations, the things that aren't said, maybe. It's about understanding that great isn't the final destination if you're aiming for continuous improvement. You might even use, deeper analytics or targeted follow-ups to uncover these subtle points.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's dig into these minor areas from the report and see how they connect back to those reviews. First up, atmosphere. So we mentioned Guchu's World gave it a 4 out of 5 while the others gave it a 5. And the report notes, critically, that Guchu's didn't say why.
Exactly. And that single 45 with no explanation is the signal. It's not a complaint, necessarily, but it's a deviation. The recommendation isn't fix the atmosphere, it's investigate. Look into potential factors. Could it be ambience, cleanliness, noise? And there's another layer, especially with delivery reviewers possibly mixed in. Maybe their atmosphere rating reflects the delivery experience, the packaging, how it looked on arrival.
Ah, okay. So the atmosphere isn't just the physical restaurant space for everyone.
Precisely. It's the whole perceived environment. So the advice is basically get more details. Ask specifically about atmosphere and feedback. Maybe differentiate between dine-in and delivery experiences.
Got it. Okay, next area. Menu variety.
Right.
The reviews were full of praise for specific dishes. We mentioned noodles, honey chili potato, grilled chicken.
Yeah, the standouts, people clearly have their favorites.
So the food is great, but the improvement point is about variety.
It's not about fixing a flaw. It's proactive. The thinking is, okay, these dishes are clearly winners, but could we introduce some new things? Maybe seasonal specials. This keeps the menu fresh, appeals to different tastes. and might even encourage regulars to try something new.
And the report also mentioned promoting lesser-known dishes.
Right. Balance the orders a bit. Maybe there are other hidden gems on the menu that aren't getting the spotlight. It's about maximizing the potential of the entire menu, not just relying on the current hits. Shows culinary evolution.
Makes sense. Okay, what about wait time? Gooch's World mentioned up to 10 minutes. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Was that flagged as a negative?
No, not at all. The analysis was clear. It seemed reasonable, wasn't presented as a complaint. So again, this isn't about fixing something broken. It's about maintaining excellence. The recommendation is basically keep doing what you're doing, especially during busy times. Keep things efficient. And for delivery, make sure dispatch is quick and communication about timing is clear. It's preventative maintenance for a strong point. Don't get complacent.
Right. Don't let a strength slip.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one is interesting. Customer feedback collection. We talk about Ayanokoji Kiyotaka, perfect 55 scores, 0 written feedback. My initial thought is, hey, a solid 55 is still a 55. They're happy. But the report suggests this is a missed opportunity. Why is no comment actually a bit of a problem here?
Because the why is missing. A 55 tells you what they felt satisfaction, but it doesn't tell you why they felt that way. What specifically made it great? Was it one particular thing? And just as importantly, was there some tiny thing that almost made it a 45, but they let it slide? You just don't know. That written detail is gold, so the recommendation is to encourage it. Maybe offer a small incentive, like a discount next time.
Or ask specific questions.
Exactly. Instead of just rate us, maybe prompt with, what was the highlight of your meal? Or is there one thing we could do even better next time? That turns passive happiness into something actionable.
Okay, I see the value there. And the last point was about consistency between dine-in and delivery. The report noted this was actually a positive, both were highly rated, shows good operational control.
Absolutely. And this is a major strength to protect. Consistency is key for brand trust. So the recommendation here is reinforcement. Keep training staff, keep monitoring food quality across both channels, and pay close attention to delivery packaging. Does it keep the food looking and tasting as good as it does when served at the table? It's about ensuring that Chakhna Point experience is excellent, no matter how the customer gets it.
Okay, so let's try and wrap our heads around this. What does it all mean, especially for someone listening who runs a business or manages a team? We've got Chakhna Point clearly doing exceptionally well. Amazing food, great value, solid service, nice atmosphere overall. Those specific dishes are definite crowd pleasers.
The foundation is rock solid.
Totally. But then through this deeper analysis, even with all that praise, these subtle refinement areas pop up. Tweaking the atmosphere or investigating that 45 rating, thinking strategically about the menu beyond just the current hits, proactively managing wait times, and really pushing for detailed feedback.
Yeah, and connecting it to the bigger picture. This whole exercise with Chakhna Point, it's such a great example of, well, continuous improvement even when you're flying high. It shows that you can, and probably should, look for insights even in overwhelmingly positive feedback. Success can sometimes, make you miss small opportunities for getting even better.
The marginal gains idea you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. It's about finding those small wins. And the report gives concrete steps, right? Like, do a quick survey on atmosphere, try out some new dishes, keep an eye on service speed, find ways to get people to write more in their reviews. These aren't massive overhauls, they're targeted tweaks, but they show a commitment to not just being good, but constantly striving to be better. That's a mindset any business can learn from.
It really drives home that idea. Even when things seem almost perfect, there are always these minimal adjustments you can make. Adjustments that don't just sustain things, but could actually boost satisfaction even further. So thinking about all this, here's something to maybe chew on. What small detail in your own world, your job, your projects, maybe even just a personal habit, what seemingly insignificant thing, if you looked at it really closely like this, could actually unlock your next big improvement? How could you apply this kind of proactive search for improvement, even when things are already going really well?